So iPhone Dev Camp Colorado is a satellite event of the national iPhone Dev Camp event that takes place in California every year. And we are now on the fifth of these events here in Colorado. We did the first one, I believe, about 18 months ago. We've done them as satellites during the event that takes place in California, but we've also done some independently. This one, this time, is an independent event, so we're not synchronized with any other iPhone Dev Camps right now. iPhone Dev Camp, both here and the national event, are run as unconference type events, which are in the style of, for example, Bar Camp. And normally the way these work is on Friday night you have people to get together like we are tonight to have sort of a social meet and greet, talk about the things they're going to be interested in covering during the course of the weekend. And then Saturday and Sunday are devoted to sessions proposed by the attendee participants on topics that they're interested in. So there are a variety of different, earlier we went through a variety of different things about iPhone development that people want to talk about, whether that's issues with the App Store or how to use certain types of SDK frameworks, how to use certain types of portions of the Cocoa development environment and so on. And the reason I think people come out is that there's still a tremendous amount of excitement about the iPhone, obviously, both from the consumer perspective and from the perspective of developers. We're definitely in a gold rush for mobile development overall. That has not changed. I think there is still a real opportunity in iPhone, and you still hear the stories of people, for example, Occipital with Red Laser here in Boulder. They just recently announced they've crossed, I believe, they've made almost $1 million with almost 1 million downloads. It's a phenomenal story of an independent developer who's done very well with the App Store and with iPhone development. And so I think there are still opportunities like that. Their product was not the first of its kind. It's very innovative and very high quality. Part of what they've proven is there's an opportunity for a developer of any size to be able to put out a really high quality application and do very well with it. And I think that's still driving a gold rush mentality in iPhone. It is possible, but obviously, as with the gold rush, not everyone in the space is going to hit gold. But you need a better shovel then. We're probably going to have the next decade or 15 years of mobile development occur similarly to what happened with web development over the last decade or 15 years. So is the gold rush over? That's impossible to answer, but we're absolutely still at the beginning of what's going to be a transformative change in computing, in the way users have experienced computing for at least another decade. I think when you look at these graphs that show the growth of iPhone and the growth of Twitter, it's hard not to think that the growth of Twitter lagged the growth of iPhone by 6 weeks to 3 months. And when you see the chart side by side, you think to yourself, oh my gosh, if there hadn't been if the mobile clients for Twitter on the iPhone had not been there, would Twitter have experienced the same growth and success? And I think that there's a real point to be made there that also, if you want to be successful, yeah, you're going to still have to do a web presence, but if you're not doing a mobile application to complement or support what you're doing on the web, you're definitely missing out. So just to preface it, that I'm sure that there are things I don't know about, and I'm afraid that I might overlook someone who's done something amazing. I mentioned Occipital and the success that they've had with Red Laser. We have, for example, John Carroll here, who worked on a variety of applications, most notably probably, or most well-known perhaps, iFart Mobile. You've got the guys over at Backflip Studios who've been wildly successful. Dan Burkaw's company, Double Encore, has been phenomenally successful with applications they've developed for others. This is a hotbed of mobile activity. Sure, we may not be Silicon Valley, but I think people are very happy to be here with the Colorado high-altitude lifestyle and still be able to be very successful with doing iPhone applications. And there's no question, there are a number of people even here tonight who've been very successful in doing iPhone in some form or another. And so, of course, it's wonderful to have a gathering like this where you can bring some of those people together to share their experiences, talk about how they were able to be successful, and continue to, if there's a gold rush, it's still being fueled by the fact that there are people being successful, and people want to learn how, and this is the kind of place where you come and figure out how you're going to have your killer iPhone app developed in a weekend, hopefully, as well.